So last week we did talk a little bit about the roof and doing a hip roof like that. I'm going to do that again today, but I just want to do it using the follow me. So I'm just going to draw a box like this. And so follow me requires two things. You require a profile and you require a area to follow. And so in this case, I've done this box. Let's now create a slope. So I'm just going to measure across here. So we've got 37 feet wide. I'm going to maybe do, instead of doing a 12, I'm going to do a 24-foot increment. And just to keep the numbers really simple. And so if we have 24 feet, that's double 12. So if we want to do a 612, or let's call it an 812, we want to go up 8 times 2 is 16. And we want to do 16 feet, not 16 inches. 16 feet. And this ends up becoming our slope. And so now that we've drawn this shape, we can use the follow me tool. So if we go up to tools here, we can click follow me. We're going to click this surface, and we're going to trace this around our object. And the key with the follow me is we want to come back to our original point. If you don't, if you watch the other class video I did, you'll see some of the intricacies of not going back to that. But if you go back to that original point, we end up getting an object like this. And the cool thing about this is I can select all this. I'm going to right click instead of going up to the edit. We're going to go to intersecting faces with selection. And now we're just going to delete these parts that overhang. And so the reason why I did 24 feet is our roof was 37 feet wide. So I wanted to make sure the angle we were drawing, the part we were following, was larger than half. And just by doing that, it kind of left that intersecting triangle we had there. And so that was obviously really quick to create that hip roof. I think it was definitely a little bit longer last time that we did it. And so it's just kind of a technique to maybe improve your speed a little bit. So let's draw that again. Let's do a bit more of a mansard roof style. So definitely not something that we do a lot these days, but it's another popular style that we could certainly do. Again, I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to find, actually I don't really care about how far it is across this time, but let's go in. This time these numbers are going to be a little bit arbitrary. We're going to go in 3 feet, but this time we're going to go up significantly higher. And so this time, let's just say we want to have 9-foot ceilings. I'm going to go up 10 feet. So I'm going to go up 1 foot higher than our 9-foot ceilings. And that's going to create a bit of what we call plenum, or it's going to create a bit of space for physical structure. And so now that we have this, we can actually extrude this around, or we can follow this around. We click our object, and we can trace it and bring it back to that same point. And so we have that sloped area of the wall. And then the last part to do this is we have our hip roof here. So let's just measure this across. We have 29 feet. So let's do 24 feet again. And then let's maybe do a lower slope. Maybe let's do like a 3 feet. So let's call that 6, since we're 24 feet is double 12 again, so we're going to call that 6 feet. And let's use the follow me tool again. Click follow me, click this object, and we might need to do that again. Trace this around, and then bring it back to the same point. And we're going to get a really weird object like this. And so, again, the cool thing about this is we select everything. We right-click, we go to intersecting faces with selection, and then we just have to subtract or erase a few things. And it gives us our roof profile. So pretty quickly, I've created a couple different roof styles here. And then with the mansard, you may want to go underneath and see if there's any other things you need to clean up. So if you don't want to delete this bottom layer, we could just hide it. But we do have a couple lines in here that we want to delete or erase. And then we can do the same here. This is that higher piece. I erased that actually. Let's hide it. And you can see that there's a few other lines in here we can erase. So you don't necessarily have to go in and clean up underneath the roof, but I think it's just a good practice to make sure you have a strong model. So that's on the inside roof. I might actually do one more roof here, and let's just let's do a little bit more of a complex follow me. So maybe we have a roof like this, but maybe we want to create a bit more of a complex building. So maybe we have an object like this, and so this is our building, and we want to do a hip roof all around that. So that's obviously a little bit more complex than what we've done before. So let's find our widest part here. This one is 17, so let's do 12 here. So 12 feet. Let's maybe go up. Let's go up to 12. We'll make this a really low slope roof, and then we'll close this triangle in. And so here's the cool thing about the follow me, and let's see how this will look. This one might be a little messy, but we'll follow, 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 follow. And I'm just holding the mouse down on the keyboard, or on my finger down on the mouse, and we get this really messed up complex shape here. But the cool thing now is we have different slopes, we have different things going on. Let's select all this. We have different widths of our roof, but we can select all this now. We can go to intersecting faces with selection, and then let's go in and erase a bunch of stuff, and you're going to get a pretty cool looking roof that you may or may not been able to kind of think through and theorize, but SketchUp's going to kind of do the hard work for you and figure out all this kind of weird slope stuff going on here. Yeah, you can see here actually we have a little bit of a really tiny peak right here, which is super interesting, right? And the cool thing about this is you don't have to think about it. It's just done, really. And it actually looks like we have a little bit of a flat part there too. So, so the follow me tool is a pretty cool way to get a more complex roof profile without again thinking. And with this, just remember that most roofs have a thickness. And maybe before I do that, let's just erase some of these extra lines underneath here, keeping that clean. And most roofs have a thickness. It did erase our bottom layer, so we can just grab one side and draw a line, and that should bring that in. And then we can just extrude this down instead of up, so we'll go down 6 inches. And then erase any other random lines we have. That might be the only one. But that gives us I'll get one more over here, a really simple low slope roof like that. And like we did that in a couple minutes, right? It wasn't a very long time to do that. And the one thing you'll notice here, if I go to my side view, is the roofs are actually different heights. And so, in some respects, as you move through your education and start working, that'll probably make a lot of sense to you, like very easily. You'll just be able to see that. But the cool thing is, without knowing that that's probably the case, you don't really have to. Like SketchUp just kind of figures that out for you. And so when you start to work with other software like Revit will have a similar way of doing stuff like that. It's quite a bit different, but it'll help you try to figure out those slopes automatically. And so just another kind of cool way to do that in SketchUp. And then the other aspect of this is when you're working through projects that you don't know how the roof is supposed to look, you can use SketchUp to then influence your AutoCAD drawings of how that roof looks. So you can almost kind of reverse engineering it by modeling it first, then taking those drawings back to CAD. And then you have obviously that view, you have your top view of the roof, so just kind of have this kind of weird, all these crazy weird lines. And again, you may not have been able to figure that out before, but now it's there, right? So that's a few different ways to do some roofs with the follow me function. But obviously you can use kind of that similar method we did last time of drawing lines and slopes and connecting all those dots. So that still works as well. This is just a little bit more effective and simple. One other thing that maybe I could just show you quickly is, say for example, you want to close in this gable. You could certainly just add some of these lines here and close in this roof, and you have a gable at this end. So there's ways to still modify this and have a bit of function with stuff. So anyways, that's roofs.